Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have the OPI Fiji collection to show you. Now this collection has 12 polishes in it, but I only picked up 8 of them. And this is why, because the gray didn't really impress me in the bottle. I'm a big believer in don't buy something unless you really love it. Just to have the whole collection doesn't make sense. And I didn't get Is That a Spear in Your Pocket. To me, it reminded me a lot of China Glaze's Jagged Little Teal from their fall collection of last year, their 2016 Rebel collection. And so I didn't pick up that one. And then the 2 blues, I knew that they weren't going to look good with my skin tone. And so I just didn't pick them up either. Okay guys, so the OPIs that I picked up were the Infinite Shine OPIs. And here is a trick that I learned. So what I did is I swatched a swatch stick. And I just put the Sheshvit Fast Drying Top Coat over it. There's no base coat, just the color and the Sheshvit over top. And it dries, which I kind of assumed that it would. Gel polishes have a different smell than regular nail polish lacquers. And these still smell like nail polish. And so I kind of assumed that it would dry it. I wasn't really all that worried about it. And so there's a tip for you. If you get Infinite Shine, you don't have to use their base and top coat. But I do have these 8 to show you today. And so without further ado, let's get into the swatches. This is OPI's Getting Naughty on My Honeymoon. This is a pink, light pink cream. I almost would say it's like a blush pink. Here is one coat. It's not too sheer on the first coat like I was expecting it to be, but it is still pretty sheer, so we will have to do a second. The formula on this is pretty good. It's not as thick as I generally like it to be, but it's not too thin that it's wanting to run down my nail. It's on the borderline of being too thin though. So there is one coat of Getting Naughty on My Honeymoon. Here is 2 coats. It does leave some brush strokes when you're putting it on, but they go away as it dries. Right, so there is 2 coats of Getting Naughty on My Honeymoon. And for the Infinite Shine collection, they say that you're just supposed to do 2 coats and it'll be good. So I'm gonna let this dry and see if we need to come back for a third. So there was still some dark spots that I see throughout my nail, so I am going to do a third coat and covers up all those bald spots that I did have. So here is 3 coats of Getting Naughty on My Honeymoon. Next we have Polywana Lacquer, and this is just a light purple lavender cream. Here is 1 coat. The formula is a little bit on the thin side for me. It's a little bit watery. It is quite a bit sheer on this first coat as well. So we would definitely need 2, probably 3, just depending on how it builds up on itself. And you do get quite a few brush strokes when you are painting it on your nail, but those seem to go away as it dries. So here is 1 coat of Polywana Lacquer. Here is 2 coats. And it actually builds up really nicely on this second coat, so we possibly won't need a third. But I'm gonna see if we get any bald patches or dark spots. And I am doing quite a bit thicker of a second coat too, so I guess if you do a bit of a thinner coat, you will probably need 3. This one does become completely opaque with just 2 coats. I don't see any dark patches or anything like that on my nails anyways, so this is 2 coats of Polywana Lacquer. Next we have Coconuts over OPI, and this is just a light beigey neutral color. So here is 1 coat. Formula on this one is a little bit on the runny side for me, but it's not too terrible. It does almost become completely opaque with 1 coat, but it's going to need 2 just because we've got some patches where I can see my nail peeking through, so we're going to do 2. So here is 1 coat of Coconuts Over OPI. Here is 2 coats. This one tends to have some brush strokes in it as well as you're painting your nail, but those do go away as it dries. And this one does completely become opaque in 2 coats. All right, so here is 2 coats of Coconuts Over OPI. Next, we have Exotic Birds Don't Tweet, and this is a bright, sunshiny yellow color. It is picking up a little bit more brighter yellow on my camera than it really is, so just keep that in mind. Here is 1 coat of Exotic Birds Don't Tweet, and it is a little bit more on the watery side. So I'm really having to spread this coat thinner. It does have brush strokes in it like the rest of the polishes when you apply it, but they do go away as it dries. And for yellow, I'm actually really impressed with the formula. It's not completely opaque, but we might just need 2 coats on this to call it good. Again, for yellow, this is a really impressive formula. So there is 1 coat of Exotic Birds Don't Tweet. So here is 2 coats. I'm doing quite a bit of a thicker second coat. Here is 2 coats of Exotic Birds Don't Tweet. It does look like it is completely opaque with 2 coats, and if you're not too picky, you could probably just get away with 2 coats. But I do see some dark spots, especially here on my middle finger, that I would like to cover up completely. So I'm going to let this dry and we'll come back for a third. So here is 3 coats. And while I was painting my nails, while I was waiting for it to dry on this 3rd coat, I actually realized the most comparable yellow that this color could get to would be Belle's dress from Beauty and the Beast. It is that perfect shade of yellow. Is 3 coats of Exotic Birds Do Not Tweet. Next we have this orange cream, and it is called No Tan Lines. The best way for me to describe this is like macaroni and cheese orange would be my best guess for you guys to get what color this truly is. So here is 1 coat. It covers extremely well on this 1st coat. It's not completely opaque though, so we will be doing a second. The formula on this is kind of like the others. It's a little bit on the runny side, but it's not terrible. And again, you will be getting some brush strokes as you paint it on, but they go away as it dries. So here is 1 coat of No Tan Lines. Here is 2 coats. And this does completely become opaque in 2 coats. If you weren't too picky and you did a really thick 1st coat, you would probably be able to get away with just 1. Here is 2 coats of No Tan Lines. Living on the Boulevard is like a orangey red cream. Here it is next to No Tan Lines, and then again next to their hot pink. So it is quite a different shade, but it does lean more towards the red orange side of the spectrum. So here is 1 coat. This 1st coat is actually really nice. I think this one has the best formula that I've used so far. I really like the formula on this one anyways. I'm getting a few brush strokes in the polish, but again, with all of these, I feel like all the brush strokes will go away as they dry. And there are a few dark spots, not a lot, but a few, so we will be doing a 2nd coat. So here is 1 coat of Living on the Boulevard. So here is 2 coats of Living on the Boulevard. And it does completely become opaque with 2 coats. And you probably, if you weren't too picky, could have gotten away with just 1 coat, but I could see some dark spots on my middle finger, so I wanted to do 2. So here is 2 coats of Living on the Boulevard. This bubblegum bright pink is called Two Timing the Zones, and it is just a pink cream. Here is 1 coat. The formulas, I think the formula for this one is just like the others. It's a little bit on the runny side, but it is still doable. And again, you are going to get those brush strokes in the polish while you are painting it on your nails, but it will go away as it dries. So here is 1 coat of Two Timing the Zones. I do have some dark spots, so I will be going in for a second. Here is 2 coats. And when I did this earlier today for my swatch photo, I actually had to use 3. So I think it all just depends on your application, on if you're going to need 2 or 3 and how thick of coats you are doing. So there is 2 coats of Two Timing the Zones.
Last we have Susie Without a Paddle. This is a light dusty blue. So here is 1 coat. It is pretty sheer on this first coat, and this formula is about the same as the others. It's not too thick or too thin. You do get a few brush strokes as you apply this, but those go away as it dries. It is sheer on this first coat still, so we will be applying a second. Here is 1 coat of Susie Without a Paddle. Here is 2 coats, and I am applying a bit more of a thicker second coat just so that I can get it to be completely opaque in 2 coats. And again, you will get those brush strokes that show up while you are applying it, but they go away as they dry. But 2 coats does bring this polish to full opaqueness. Again, I am doing a bit of a thicker second coat. Here is 2 coats of Susie Without a Paddle.
From this collection was Two Timing the Zones. This is a beautiful pink Barbie color. This color looks great on me year round. And it also would look stunning on your toes, which I have a polish video coming up on my top 10 favorite toe colors for the summer. So that's the color I chose. I'm also going to give you guys a little insight on the Infinite Shine wear time for me. I've been wearing Two Timing the Zones for a week now, and usually if I wear any polish for a week, it's the same top coat, base coat, I end up, it lasts like 2 or 3 days. I have gotten 1 chip on my middle finger, and that's it, which I think is super impressive. So then again, this is no base coat, just the nail polish and Shesh V top coat. That's all this is. I didn't use the Infinite Shine 1, 2, 3 step process. I just used what I had. So if you guys have Infinite Shines, try that out if it's not lasting for you, but this has lasted for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check me out on Instagram and click that subscribe button down below. We'll catch you later, guys. Bye.